everyone. Today I will be reading The Little Engine That Could by Wattie Piper. Um, I wanted to read this book because it's from Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. My niece, she's 10 months old. She's been receiving these books in the mail. I think the story is important because it teaches young children determination and some things that I would like to relate it to back in our chapter. And things I've read in the textbook is it's really important to develop a child's sense of um, belonging, sense of self, their motivation and autonomy. And I think it's important that they read stories where the character may struggle, but they have the motivation to keep going and they don't give up. Another good reason I like this book is because it is in good repair. Like I said, it was sent from Imagination Library. I think it does match and enrich children's interest because there are a lot of toys throughout the book. Talks about candy and just things that kids like. Clowns. I didn't like clowns as a child, but it does have like dollies and bears and elephants. I see Humpty Dumpty, and I think that that is nice. It does not frighten children. The only thing I do have criticism, the textbook says that the book should be culturally respectful and meaningful. It doesn't disrespect any culture, but I do think that the book could showcase more diversity. All of the characters in it, the little dollies, are white, and I, when I go to the store and I purchase a dolly for my niece Brooklyn, she's 10 or she's 9, about to turn 10. I do notice that there's not a lot of representation in children's toys, and I would say the same thing for this book. All the children in the book are white, which is I think the dominant race and culture of our area, and so I would maybe like to shake that up a bit. Have some representation, and you can readily see the pictures in the book, and they are related to the words. It shows you the dollies, the toys, the engine. It does show you what you're reading about. And what's nice is the book talks about retelling stories with props. You totally could use little puppets that look like dollies or candy or some of the food they were talking about. You definitely could use little puppets to act out the little engine that could. I think that would be cool to have like a student be an engine and have little each student maybe be like a train car. I think that would be fun. The book also talks about, let's see, engaging students and making sure that I can ask students questions, but also that the children can ask questions about the book. And the front of the little engine that could, it's actually, I really like this. It does have some questions that you can follow up with children of different ages. For example, for an infant, which I think that's funny because my 10-month-old niece would not understand what I'm saying. But you could say, "What do you see? Is that a bear? It's a brown furry bear." So the book gives you some prompts to ask and some directions to go with children. I do think that's pretty cool. And Dolly Parton also includes the song "Try," which she says that you can find on the Imagination Library. But it's the song that's listed here in the book. It talks about just trying, not giving up, and trying for the people who are afraid and shy. Make the most of every moment. If you fail, get up and try again. Try each day a little harder. If you never try, you never win. I think that that's a great message to send to children. So that's why I chose this book. Also, it came in the mail to my niece's house, which I think is nice because, well, I don't have a lot of children's books, so hopefully we can grow that library. But let's get started on The Little Engine That Could. It's been a long time since I read a book to kids, so I hope I do well. The last time I read a book to kids was in my Residency 1 placement about a year ago. I take that back. I read books to my niece. I read books to my nieces. But they're, yeah. I read them maybe like every other weekend. So The Little Engine That Could. Chug, chug, puff, puff, puff. Ding dong, ding dong. The little train rumbled over the tracks. She was a happy little train. Here we can see the train going over the tracks. I don't know if you can see this. For she had such a jolly load to carry. Her cars were filled full of good things for boys and girls. There were toy animals, giraffes with long necks, teddy bears with almost no necks at all, and even a baby elephant. Then there were dolls, dolls with blue eyes and yellow curls, dolls with brown eyes and brown bobbed heads, and the funniest little toy clown you ever saw. And there were little cars full of toy engines, airplanes, tops, jackknives, picture puzzles, books, and every kind of thing boys or girls could want. Right here we can see the dollies and the clown, and here's all the things boys and girls could ever want. Let's see, what things do you see in that picture that you might want? I see a saxophone, I see a jackknife, an airplane, ooh, a toy red truck. How cool. But that was not all. Some of the cars were filled with all sorts of good things for boys and girls to eat. Big golden oranges, red-cheeked apples, bottles of creamy milk for their breakfasts, fresh spinach for their dinners, peppermint drops and lollipops for after-meal treats. I love peppermint drops. The little train was carrying all these wonderful things to the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. She puffed along merrily, then all of a sudden she stopped with a jerk. She simply could not go another inch. She tried and she tried, but her wheels would not turn. There's the engine. What were all those good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain going to do without the wonderful toys to play with and the good food to eat? Here comes a shiny new engine, said the funny little clown who jumped out of the train. Let's ask him to help us. So all the dolls and toys cried out together. Please, shiny new engine, won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. Oh, do you think the yellow engine is going to help? I sure hope so, but let's wait and see. But the shiny new engine snorted, I pull you? I am a passenger train. I have just carried a fine big train over the mountain with more cars than you ever dreamed of. My train had sleeping cars with comfortable berths, a dining car where waiters bring whatever hungry people want to eat, and parlor cars in which people sit in soft armchairs and look out of big plate glass windows. I pull the likes of you? Indeed not. And off he streamed to the roundhouse where engines live when they are not busy. That wasn't very nice. How sad the little train and all the dolls and toys felt. Then the little clown called out, the passenger train is not the only one in the world. Here's another engine coming, a great big strong one. Let us ask him to help us. The little toy clown waved his flag, and the big strong engine came to a stop. Please, oh please, big engine, cried out all the dolls and toys together. Won't you please pull our train over the mountains? Our engine has broken down, and the good little boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. But the big strong engine bellowed, I am a freight train. I have just pulled a big train loaded with big machines over the mountain. These machines print books and newspapers for grown-ups to read. I am a very important engine indeed. I won't pull the likes of you. And the freight engine, pulled off indignantly to the roundhouse. The little train and all the dolls and toys were very sad. Cheer up, cried the little toy clown. The freight engine is not the only one in the world. Here comes another. He looks very old and tired, but our train is so little, perhaps he can help us. So the little toy clown waved his flag, and the dingy, rusty old engine stopped. "Please, kind engine," cried all the dolls and toys together, "won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with, or good food to eat, unless you help us." But the rusty old engine sighed. "I am so tired. I must rest my weary wheels. I cannot pull even so little a train as yours over the mountains. I cannot, I cannot, I cannot." And off he rumbled to the roundhouse chugging. "I cannot, I cannot, I cannot." Then indeed the little train was very, very sad, and the dolls and toys were ready to cry. But the little clown called out, "Here is another engine coming, a little blue engine, a very little one. Maybe she will help us." The very little engine came chugging merrily along. When she saw the toy clown's flag, she stopped quickly. "What is the matter, my friends?" she asked kindly. "Our little blue engine," cried the dolls and toys. "Will you pull us over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the good boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. Please, please help us, little blue engine." "I'm not very big," said the little blue engine. "They use me only for switching trains in the yard. I have never been over the mountain." "But we must get over the mountain before the children awake," said all the dolls and toys. The very little engine looked up and saw the tears in all the dolls' eyes, and she thought of the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain who would not have any toys or good food unless she helped. Then she said, "I think I can. I think I can. I think I can." And she hitched herself to the little train. She tugged and pulled and pulled and tugged, and slowly, slowly, slowly they started off. The toy clown jumped aboard, and all the toys and and all the dolls and the toy animals began to smile and cheer. Puff, pug, chug, chug, with the little blue engine. "I think I can. I 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 think I can." Up, up, up. Faster and faster and faster and faster the little train climbed, until at last they reached the top of the mountain. Down in the valley lay the city. "Hooray! Hooray!" cried the funny little clown, and all the dolls and toys. "The good little boys and girls in the city will be happy because you helped us, kind little blue engine." And the little blue engine smiled and seemed to say, as she puffed steadily down the mountain, "I thought I could. I 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 thought I could." There's our little blue engine. I think this book would be appropriate for ages pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, and second grade. I think when we start to get to the second grade, third grade, they're probably going to think it's a little too kiddish for them. But I do think that this is a strong story to tell young children. And I'm really happy I got to share it with you today. Can't wait to share it with my niece.